Hi guys, UFC is trying to make Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje for UFC 313, and I can see the logic behind it. The reason they're trying to make this fight is because Dan Hooker was waiting to fight Max Holloway for the BMF title, and I think many fans were actually excited for that. And Justin Gaethje is the one who actually lost to Max Holloway for the BMF title. So if Dan Hooker actually beats Justin Gaethje and he beats him in like an emphatic fashion, let's say knock him out with like a head kick, or he doesn't really throw that many head kicks, but like a straight punch or like a hook, then UFC would be compelled to actually make that fight. They'll be able to sell that fight to the fans, saying that Justin Gaethje is the common denominator. He got knocked out by both Max Holloway and Dan Hooker. So I think that will be an exciting fight, to be honest. But many, I've seen like a couple of videos, many of the people, analysts, are actually writing Justin Gaethje off because of his last loss to Max Holloway, which was a pretty devastating loss. And they're saying because Dan Hooker has got like a momentum behind him, he's on a 3-fight winning streak now. He's beat like Gamrod, Jalen Turner. He's doing pretty good. Like it looks like there's something has been reinvigorated in Dan Hooker, because he was on a losing streak for like a while. He was doing pretty good early in his career, and then he was kind of on like a losing streak. I don't know what happened. Like he was losing to the guys that he should not have been losing to. He was much better than them. So this fight, what is my critical analysis of the fight? Who do I think is going to win the fight? I think if the best Justin Gaethje actually shows up, and if he fights smart, I think he's going to be able to beat Dan Hooker. I'm going to disagree with the guys who are saying Dan Hooker is going to be an easy work. And I know the reason behind it. They're saying it because Dan Hooker has got like a positive momentum behind him. He's a taller guy. He's got the reach advantage. He hits hard as well. He's very crispy on his feet. He's got good striking. And Justin Gaethje is probably not going to shoot any takedowns. Justin Gaethje is going to try to do like the close pocket striking. Going to try to come in. Dan is going to counter him every single time and would just knock him out. And Gaethje is going to just fight like a punching bag, basically. I don't think that's going to happen. Guys, Justin Gaethje is a D1 wrestler. He can shoot the takedowns. First of all, I don't know why he doesn't use his wrestling. He said that he fell in love with his hands and he doesn't want to wrestle anymore. Bro, use your wrestling. Like, if he shoots the takedowns, that's going to mix in the threat for the strikes. And I think Justin Gaethje is a better striker. Who is the common denominator? Who's the guy who has fought both of them? Dustin Poirier. So when Dustin Poirier fought Dan Hooker, he was landing the left hook again and again on Dan Hooker. It was a pretty close fight, very good, bloody fight. Justin Poirier came victorious at the end. That's when I would say both of them were in their primes. That was like an amazing fight. Justin Poirier won the fight. I don't think Dustin Poirier can fight the same way against Justin Gaethje. Dustin Poirier was fighting very reckless in the fight. If he fights that way against Justin Poirier today, Justin Gaethje would knock him out. And we saw that in the last fight. Like, Poirier was fighting smart as well. Just got caught with a left kick. Yeah, got caught with a left kick and got dropped. That left kick could have dropped anyone, to be honest. But I just think Justin Gaethje over the period has improved a lot. He's made massive improvements as like a striker. So if he fights smart, the way he was able to counter Tony Ferguson out, or the way he's been able to deal with many opponents, like against Rafael Fiziev, the way he was able to hit him with uppercuts, I think he will come victorious. Left hook is one of Justin Gaethje's best to punch. That's one of his best weapons. He's got one of the best left hooks. And Dan Hooker gets hit a lot. People are writing off Justin Gaethje because he lost to Max Holloway and he was getting outclassed during the whole fight. First of all, guys, you need to realize Max Holloway is a very fast guy. He came from 145. So I don't think Justin Gaethje could match him. We could see the speed and the difference of the hands. We could also see the difference in the speed of the footwork. It's not going to be the same for Dan. Dan Hooker is not much faster than Justin Gaethje. And also, one other thing is, I think Justin Gaethje is a harder hitter than Dan Hooker. Can knock out people, but he mostly puts like a combination on to knock them out. Justin Gaethje can knock you out with one shot. We've seen that multiple times. And I think that's gonna be the difference. I think Justin Gaethje is a very clean striker. And one more thing, I think he's gonna mix in the takedowns this time. I think because of his high level wrestling background, he has not shown us that he can use wrestling in a cage in UFC at least. But if you watch a couple of his first few fights, he was actually shooting for the takedowns. So I think I actually want Justin Gaethje to shoot for the takedowns, mix in with the strikes. I think he's going to do very well, and he's going to be throwing a lot of leg kicks as well. And we've seen Dan Hooker's takedown defense against Dustin Poirier was good, because Dustin Poirier you will never see him shooting like a double leg or single leg. He was mostly clinching or trying to like do some sort of other takedowns. But if you see Islam Makhachev actually shooting on Dan Hooker, he got the takedown pretty quick. So I think, and we saw Gamrot was able to take him down quite a bit as well. Dan Hooker's has okay takedown defense. Like, he can defend some of the takedowns, but if you keep the pace on him and you mix it up with the strikes, I think you're going to be able to do a lot of damage.